Most AI sucks, and I'm quite frankly overwhelmed with the amount of AI that's been hitting the internet. But there is this new thing called Perplexity that is worth looking at. So, in a rare video for me, I'm going to be looking at how a product launch could be decided by the tool Perplexity.AI. So this is a prompt that was built by John Aspinall. He's been all over this. He tests every new AI tool. Quite frankly, I usually ignore the amount of things he sends my way because there's just so many of them, and I'm like, ugh. He got me to watch this video and show me his prompt, and I gotta say, I like it. Here's what I like about Perplexity. They cite sources, which is gonna make it pretty hard for the deep state and all of the bad actors to put their bullcrap mind control stuff into the AI prompts, because there's literally sources here embedded directly into the content. So I love that first off. I don't think any other AI is doing it this way. That's a big deal. When we look at the answers to this question that's been asked, what are the top 5 emerging categories on Amazon in 2024? Health and personal care. And right here, it cites multiple sources. Beauty and personal care, cites a source there. Home and kitchen, cites Jungle Scout. Sports and outdoors, cites Jungle Scout again. And a helium-10 on the technology and electronics. Now, that's a pretty broad spectrum of emerging categories, right? So not really actionable data. It's curious data. It's it's interesting, but it's not actionable. So diving into that different, like what sections or types of items could be done, give me a listicle of granular items of each section. So underneath beauty, boom, we got everything from clean skin club towels to Lash Princess False mascara. In health and wellness, we've got C face serum and moisturizing lotions and skincare products. Now, if we went onto Amazon right now, let's just type in health and wellness, click on a random product and see what everybody is doing here. So we've got grass-fed beef liver capsules and all kinds of random stuff, right? But if we click into the item, so this is the #1 bestseller in something, not sure what, and let's go scroll down to like the BSR stuff down at Amazon here. So we're looking for the ranking. Usually it's in the bottom here. There we go. And in here, we could click on the top 100 in health and household. So if the AI says these are the things that are in the top, we could just look at the top 100 items here and gauge it. Now, obviously, this is a very broad category. We might need to go down to a subcategory to narrow it down, but we got everything from dude wipes to hefty bags and Quest and all kinds of things, the sort of things you probably would have seen here 5 years ago. So I don't think you can look at a top 100 in a generic category to figure out what product to launch on Amazon. I think this is too generic, but you could start looking at specific things. So like now let's take a vitamin C face serum. So now we're going to go like super granular, and it's kind of interesting to figure out like how they're generating these suggestions, right? They're not going to crawl on Amazon, obviously. They're using sources. But if we look at vitamin C serum, and then we try to do, an X-ray of the information here and see what's going on. I went to go click on X-ray and helium-10, but my extension has been corrupted. So I'm going to click this repair button to see what happens. Repair extension, no search results. All right, so is that going to appear back up here? Maybe. All right, we'll see. All right, that repair of the extension, never seen that happen before. Just like instantly fixed though for some reason. So I had to click a button. If that ever happens to you, just hit repair. So now we're looking at vitamin C serum, search volume 161,000. That would be my easy bright line definition. Yeah, there's a lot of people looking for that. That's like a top 5 item, no question. $9 million in just the top 44 ASINs here. This is very directional. Anything north of 2.5 is a pretty safe subcategory to sell in. When you get into the 9s, that's when you're in the top of the top subcategories for sure. Because times that by 12, and that's your annual run rate. So that means there's $100 million in annual sales for vitamin C face serum. So there's clearly a large category here. So this is just like my gut check. Like, hey, does Perplexity know what it's doing? Just took a random one here and looked at it. I think that this data does support that. Home and kitchen, we got food scales, oil sprayers, paper liners, very common sort of things. There's nothing on this list that's like brand new per se. And brand things like Apple AirTag, it's not actionable data. So, this is interesting, maybe actionable, but not quite at the litmus test yet. So we'll keep going down to see how this develops. So give me an option that has potentially based on the data, but are not super saturated for sales and competition right now. Now this prompt is interesting because how do we know if the face serum is oversaturated, right? Now you could rely upon a tool to tell you its score of saturation, and I remember Helium 10's got something somewhere. I'm not sure where they put it in here. I'm not seeing it on the top of the X-ray chart, but it's questionable. So let's see what the AI does. So it goes to identify emerging product categories on Amazon that have potential but are not overly saturated. Essential to look for items that show an increasing demand but have relatively low competition. Based on that data and tools available, here are some promising options within each category. Snail mucin products. Never heard of that. I'm not the target. Lash clusters, mushroom coffee. I have been seeing mushroom kind of take off for one reason or another. Health and wellness, creatine gummies. I would agree with that. Natural acne treatments. I've been starting to take some testosterone. I've got acne on my back now at age 37, and I'm like, what the frick is this? So I've been buying some anti-acne things. I feel like a teenager all over again, taking some testosterone, TRT treatment. All my dudes out there who are also on TRT, give me a TRT in the comments. I know you're afraid to do it. You're not alone, though. Power to you. Scalp and hair oils. Organics are popular. Opportunities for unique blends targeting hair concerns. Okay, I'm not really sure anything about that. Smart kitchen gadgets, portable fitness equipment, fishing accessories, specialized lures. I don't know. Portable power solutions. Yeah, I'd say that's probably in. But the only thing on this list that really caught my idea was the creatine gummies. So tools and strategies for identifying, potential products. Here are the things that they're suggesting. I'd add Helium 10 to that mix besides Seller App, Jungle Scout, and Amazon's direct brand analytics, which I think they're rightfully ranking number one here. A lot of good thing in that. Amazon movers and shakers and hot releases. Let's see where they're pulling this from. Product ideas in 2024. So this is a direct Amazon source. So take that for what it is. Who knows how they're compiling this or what data they're using or what their goal is. And if Amazon's releasing something on it, you might think to yourself, well, if Amazon's looking at it, maybe they'll release their own private label products. I don't want to touch it. So take that for what it is. But here is their suggestions, dig into bestsellers list, check the bestseller rank. When you wrote college papers and you're taking care of, citing sources, this is the sort of thing you would do in a peer review paper, right? Now I can go through and see, well, why did it come up with that? If I don't like the results of the prompt, maybe it's because the sources are shoddy, and then I can tell the AI prompt, don't use that source. Or maybe there's a source that I do like. Maybe I want to program it to just pull Stephen Pope's My Amazon Guy content, and there's 2,000 videos out there to pull from. So that would be, an interesting thing, and you can use Perplexity to cite that and source that down. So I like that. All right, so I like creatine gummies. What can I do when creating a product to launch on Amazon to make it better, right? So, the list was interesting. It was semi-actionable, but now, how do we actually make sure this is a good product? Is AI screwing me over here? Is it valid data? I don't know. Let's find out. So what if I wanted to make it a better value prop, make it taste better? So this is the sort of stuff that you guys see in a lot of the content where, people are saying, hey, if you want to launch a product on Amazon, just take a current one and make it better. And that's one of the easiest things you can do when launching products on Amazon. So can AI tell us how to make it better? So there it goes off to the races. And as we scroll through this, it's got some sources. Here's the answer. To successfully launch creatine gummies on Amazon in 2024, you need to focus on several key areas: product quality, value prop, taste, and branding. Makes sense. That's a summary statement, sure. So in here, enhancing the product, so scientific backing. Ensure your creatine gummies are backed by credible scientific research. Highlight any clinical trials or studies that support the efficacy of creatine in your product. So here it's citing Engage Bay, I've never heard of them, 8 winning supplement marketing strategies for 2024. And they discuss like the strategies to use. Ingredient transparency. So yeah, this is huge. I would say even in putting it in a main image, part of our CTR main image hack, we always put the ingredients for sure. So having that listed out would be important. Quality control. I think people just assume there's quality. So it's really hard to prove quality. It's really hard to suggest that, right? Especially with a supplement where, how do you prove it works or not? Very difficult. Improving the taste. This is something that I would say probably would have a bigger impact because it's immediate, right? So a supplement's results take weeks, if not months, but taste is immediate, and that's an important thing. Like if you look at like the apple cider gummies, what they did to make their product viable, they made it taste better, right? Flavor innovation. Experiment with popular and unique flavors that appeal to your target audience. Consider natural fruit flavors or combinations that mask the taste of creatine effectively. Sweeteners. Use natural sweeteners. And it gives specifics: stevia or monk fruit to enhance taste without adding sugar, appealing to health-conscious consumers. Now, I don't know about you, but somebody eating gummies probably isn't that health-conscious. They just want to be. Value proposition. Dosage and efficacy, additional benefits, eco-friendly packaging, who cares about that? Branding and marketing, brand identity, target audience, define your target audience clearly, whether it's fitness enthusiasts, athletes, general health conscious individuals. Tailor your branding with resonate values and needs. This is a critical component because you have to understand who your customer avatar is. I'm in many videos quoting Dan Kennedy where I talk about your 3-time divorced truck driver. That's a very specific customer avatar, and if you were selling to that individual, you'd know exactly how to market them. A lot of people think, oh, I'm just going to sell this to anybody with teeth, or I'm just going to sell this product to anybody that wants to worry about their health, and that's too generic. It doesn't resonate with anybody because that sort of message is lost when there's other messages that are more specific. Visual identity. Simple, relevant, scalable logo. Choose a color palette that evokes trust and health, such as green for nature or blue for reliability. A lot of people have no idea what to do with their colors. We see time and time again. I'm going to pull up my color guide here. I love this guide. We see time and time again a lot of supplements will mix the wrong colors together. They'll put red and blue together. I see that all the time. It's terrible. You can't read the text with red and blue together. You can't read blue on red. You can't read red on blue. It's we got X's here because that doesn't work. You want to do something with a check mark. I'll move my camera here for a second so you can see white and black are like the safest. You can almost do any color with white and black except white on white or black on black or gray on black is a little risky, but most of these other ones do fantastically well. Blue is one of the hardest colors. It's the most frequently misused one in my opinion. So I generally, be very careful if you're mixing blues for sure. All right, so this is so far giving us some value. It's high level value. It's not specific enough, but it's definitely value. Packaging design. Ensure your packaging is eye-catching. Use clear, concise labels. Easy to understand information about the product's benefits, usage, instructions. Market strategies. Content marketing. Create valuable and relevant content that educates consumers about the benefits. Honest testimonials. Sure. All right, so now we got to get way more specific. My ICP is a woman in her 20s to 30s who is healthy, likes to stay active, has an income of 100K plus. Build me a product for creatine gummies specifically for her. And now we're getting some very specific requests in. So the premium formulation, micronized creatine monohydrate for optimal absorption. That's very specific. Added benefits, infused with B vitamins for energy and biotin for hair, skin, and nail health, which is something that women who are healthy in their 20s and 30s would care about. Natural ingredients. So we covered that in the previous prompt. Delicious flavors, refreshing options like peach, mango, and berry burst. Now you have a very specific, like, okay, I'm going to get a creatine gummy that's peach mango because that's what a woman in her late 20s would want. Convenient dosage, 2 gummies. Package and design, sleek and modern, so minimalist design with a matte finish glass jar. Interesting. I don't know if I would do glass, by the way. Soft pastels with gold accents for a premium feminine touch. Now you got your color palette already suggested, pre-selected. Transparency, clear portion on the packaging to showcase the gummies. And I don't know why they're pushing eco-friendly so much. Nobody cares about that. Brand strategy, name, elevate. Tagline, elevate your performance naturally. Now this, obviously you'd have to like, ask the AI to pull up, is there a trademark? What would be an untrademarked name for this? It'd be very interesting for us to do a follow-up. In fact, I kind of actually want to do that. So I've got some, more things in the prompt here, but let's do a follow-up. Find me a brand name for the creatine gummies that is not currently trademarked. And it's okay to use a misspelling. And I misspelled the word misspelling. So let's see what it does with that. Creatine candy, muscle morsels, gummy gains, chewable powder. These are pretty terrible, but Elevate, not terrible. Most of these are pretty bad. Energy gummies, fitness chomps, Activate, nice. But Elevate, that's pretty good. So if we go to Google, type in trademark lookup, and then go search the database to see if there's a trademark for this. And no results found. Promising. Elevate. You can play with the misspelling and see how it goes. So that was interesting. Moving to the next question is, what color should my packaging be for my ICP? That's your ideal customer profile, or your customer avatar. Makes it best stand out from the current competition on Amazon in this space. So based on the research, this is what it spit out. Primary color, soft coral. Soft coral shades, your primary color, would be an excellent choice for several reasons. Uniqueness, psychological appeal, combines the energy of orange and the softness of peach, conveying vitality, health. Premium feel, this color can be associated with a high-end boutique, aligning your target demographic income level. Secondary color, sage green and cream. So that's an interesting combination. Natural association, calming effect, sophistication. Accent color, metallic golds. Gold accents elevate the perceived value of the product. So this is taking out a lot of the guesswork on like what colors to use, and I think a lot of people get that wrong. And this tells you the why, right? Like this is writing your branding, and then it can be very easy to stick to this. What kind of price point should I go to market for these? How many units in a bottle? What's a good landed cost I should look to attain for that price point? If it answers this question right here, guys, wow, let's see what it does. To successfully launch your creatine gummies on Amazon, targeting women in their 20s to 30s who are health conscious, high income, you need to consider a competitive yet profitable pricing strategy, optimal unit count per bottle, reasonable landed cost. Here's the detailed plan. Price point. Based on the market research, the cost per serving for creatine gummies ranges from $1 to $2. Given your target demographic, the premium positioning of your product, a price point of $1.50 to $1.75 per serving would be appropriate. That is a high price point, in my opinion. Let's see what this does. Positions your product as a high-quality option without being prohibitively expensive. So units per bottle, 60 gummies, 30 servings per bottle, assuming 2 gummies per serving. The retail price of $45 to $52 per bottle. Woo-wee, that is expensive. So let's go look at what the current creatine gummies are doing on Amazon to get a gut check here and see what everybody else is doing. So $50, 90 count. So we were looking at a 60 count. Creatine monohydrate gummies, complex 6,200 mg, 120 count for $19. Now, obviously, these are the number one, and they're going for low cost. But that's going to be a very difficult price point at $50. 90 count, they're at 50. So I think the AI fails here. I was starting to get excited, but I know better. I know better to get that excited because they're not anywhere in the realm of realistic possibilities. A 60 count at $50, not going to work, guys. Not going to work. But let's see how it does on COGS. To maintain a healthy profit margin, aim for a landed cost, included manufacturing, packaging, shipping, Amazon fees that is approximately 20 to 25% of the retail price. Target landed cost per bottle, $9 to $13. I would say it's going to be closer to the $9 marker, but it's possible it might be a little bit higher than that. Substantial margin for profit and marketing expenses. Now, the marketing expenses is going to be the hardest thing about this because supplement PPC is through the roof, very, very expensive. High quality ingredients, natural flavors, branding. So it's kind of selected all of these different things. Pre-launch, what could you do to, so here's your marketing and launch strategy. Influencer partnerships, fitness influencers, health bloggers, content marketing, create educational content. Launch, Amazon listing optimization, high quality images, detailed product descriptions, optimized keywords. Offer introductory discounts. All of this is directionally correct, and you could ask some AI follow-up questions to give some specifics. Should I do a clear bottle or a plastic non-transparent bottle? How should I lay out the packaging design? Based on this, transparency, clear bottle allows the customers to see the product, which can increase trust and appeal. Quality perception, clear bottles convey a sense of purity, confidence in the product's quality. Differentiation, many competitors use opaque bottles, so a clear bottle will stand out. And again, there's that eco-friendly bullshit. Packaging design layout, minimalist approach, use clean line and ample white space to convey a premium modern feel. Focus on essential information to avoid cluttering design. Color scheme, primary, soft color. So it's kind of a little repetitive here, so I'll kind of bypass some of this. But this is, at the end of the day, it's like, hey, clear bottle, sage colors or coral colors, and be transparent. So it gives a very specific brand messaging. And one thing I want to do to test this is say, hey, I looked at the current average prices on Amazon for creatine gummies, and more of them are at a $20 to $40 price point with 60 to 90 servings gummies. Can you double check price point figures? And we'll post a link. Let's see if it can do this and see how this spots out. So it's spat out, and basically just the thing I hate about AI is you can lead the witness. Both the source data can lead the witness, and you as the prompt can lead the witness. And I wrote that it's between 20 and 40. So what did it do? It spit me out one between 20 and 40. And then it says 60 gummies, 30 servings, same information, but just put it at a different price point, right? Now, this is the easiest one to probably get right without AI, but I wanted to test to see like where AI can come up short. Its target landed cost per bottle adjusted for some reason, and then it switched its answer from 20 to 25% of retail price to 30 to 35. And why would you switch target landed price from 20 to 25% to 30 to 35? Which is better and why? Typically, back up your answer. So let's see what it comes back with this. And it's, trying to do some research on landed costs because, it gave us two different answers. So now it's reading things from ShipBob and a bunch of other sources. It's reading R2 Logistics. It's reading NetSuite. I don't know why. It's reading BigCommerce and ShipFusion. It's kind of fun to see it do its little work, though. And it's basically ranking these sources. I don't know how it's going to justify the price, but increased profit margin, higher landed costs out. This is common sense stuff, but I just wanted to see it justify its existence. Cost representation, emphasize the importance of including all factors in landed cost calculations. But the thing that I like about this is that now that if I want to be like, well, I don't believe you, I can go check your sources, right? I can go over to Fishbowl and check landed costs. Article is very recent from July 11th. Defines landed costs, tells us all the things we can expect. A lot of people don't know about all the ridiculous amount of fees you have to do to sell in e-commerce. Profitability, competitive advantage, tells us some examples. So, I mean, this is a pretty solid blog post coming from, Fishbowl Inventory, even though I've never heard of them before. I like them after seeing that article. And, it justifies some things. So, is AI ready to pick your product? Not yet, but it might be better than you trying to go and just search what's trending, right? By using AI, we were able to create a justified case study of whether to do creatine gummies. We could look at this from a lot of different angles. We have a potential launch plan. I think that Perplexity has deserved its subscription. I think that's the layer that I'm going to go with here. Would I rather launch a product doing something that I personally understand versus using data first and then learning the sector? I personally would stick to what I understand. So when I was growing up, I taught chess lessons. I could tell you everything there is about a chessboard. I could tell you everything there is about chess pieces and why triple weighted chess pieces are cooler and why vinyl boards need algebraic notation and which clock I like and prefer and why I like the touch clocks better than the push button ones and whatnot. I would have a huge edge. I wouldn't need any data. I could go do my own thing and just ignore data, right? And that's the thing about being within your own ICP. You can build a product for what you like. The challenge is you don't know how big that niche is. And that's where data comes in to reveal. So what I do is I take my knowledge, I'll pick a product first, then I'll use data to justify it. And if data can't justify it, then I'll go choose a different product. But if you try and look at trends, you're going to end up selling fidget spinners, and you're going to buy a pallet of fidget spinners from China, and then everybody else is going to buy a pallet of fidget spinners from China, and then everybody's selling fidget spinners, and then you have no profit and you're toast because everybody could get the same product super dirt cheap. So that's the downside to following trends. And every single product research tool all fall into those challenges. But I do really like Perplexity sources specifically. So that's something that I haven't seen from AI before, where it gives me direct links from the actual content articles it was using. I can see how recent they were. Quite frankly, you could write a college paper with this, cite your sources super fast, do everything that you ever got taught in the education system for what that's worth, and be able to use AI to get somewhere with some merited justification. Now, whether it will work, jury is out on that. How much time did it save you? Quite a bit, though. Quite a bit of time did this tool save. But it's still not like good enough. I can't just like run on autopilot with AI. Not good enough for that. And you still need to know what questions to ask. So John Aspinall, who was the pilot asking the questions down the line for the creatine gummies, this was his idea. He knew what to ask because he wanted to go a layer deeper. He knew what the consumer was looking for. He's been talking to Amazon sellers all the time, trying to help them understand, what they're doing in their journey. We all know what the common FAQs are. We all know, where do I start? How do I get going? How do I buy my first product? Where do I buy it from? AI can answer those questions. Now, can it help you select a creatine gummy manufacturer? I don't know. So I just typed into the AI in Perplexity, give me 5 proven creatine gummy manufacturers and their info. So we got Trustworks, specializes in private label manufacturing of creatine gummies. Nutra One, Sequoia Biotechnologies, holistic company. Now the question is that like, do they actually make it, or is this like a brand? So now I got to go find out. I was hoping for their info. Let's see. Well, that does have the word manufacturing in it, so that's potential. So Trustworks. Let's go to their website. Yep, that fits the bill. Sometimes an image is more powerful than anything else. Like, look at that. I already know just by seeing a blank bottle like this, these guys will private label me a gummy. No question. Gummies right there on the site in the subcategory, way better than Google. This 100% Perplexity is going to replace Google. No question, right? So if I typed into Google right now, creatine gummies manufacturer, what would have come up, right? And so if we look at this TrustWorks right there, it did come up. SMP Nutra, that came up. So if we click over here, it lands me right there. Fuel for muscles and stamina. Man, I've been doing some Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu, and I can't believe how much I wish my stamina was better than it is. Maybe I need to start taking some of these. I think that might be my biggest takeaway from this exercise. So hopefully this was a helpful test, save you some time from trying to test AI yourself. You can ignore those hundreds of emails everybody's sending out and doing webinars on AI, and it's a lot of noise. It's so much noise. You could probably just go to sleep for 6 months and wait for somebody else to crack the code and then to tell you which AI to use in 6 months. That's what I would do. But I do predict Perplexity will be one of those AIs that'll surpass and replace Google search and all of those things. So if you look back in time, sometimes it's good to look backwards to look forwards. In backwards in time, Google was where everybody started their product search. But I don't know, like 5 or 6 years ago, Amazon overcame that. Now Amazon's the #1 place to start your product search. AI will eventually replace Amazon for the #1 place to start product search, which is why Amazon's working on Rufus and whatever other AIs they're doing. And we'll see some of that get embedded. But time will tell. My name is Stephen Pope. I'm the founder of My Amazon Guy. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Type in AI Perplexity into the comments. That'll help me rank it with the algorithm. Thank you in advance. Check out these other videos about product launches and optimization. Click here, and thank you for watching.